Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are diving into a topic that's been buzzing around the internet for a while now, but especially thanks to Coco Crazy. Clara Dao is a name that has been trending on YouTube these days, so I had to go check it out as well. First things first, let's get to know Clara. She's an influencer with a huge online following across YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. Clara made a name for herself by speaking out about being a small-chested woman and embracing body types that don't always get the spotlights. In her videos, Clara talks about overcoming body insecurities, promoting self-love, and creating a space where women of all shapes and sizes feel comfortable. And let's be real, her message has been pretty powerful for those who have felt left out of the beauty standard conversation. One of her major initiatives is her clothing line, which caters to small-chested women, providing fashionable options for those who often struggle to find clothing that fit their body types. This sounds like a pretty empowering project.
My friends made fun of my flat chest, made fun of my underbite, and I think that was the point that my confidence was at one of its lowest.
Clara Dao, who blew up on YouTube with body positivity content, she's got like 4 million subscribers, and people really connected with the message about self-love and confidence, which is awesome, right? And we love that the world's already out here making everyone feel like they need to look like a CGI Marvel character. So having someone tell people to love themselves, that's important, or at least it was important, because now, my friends, as you guessed it, with every movement or personal brand, there's always some kind of controversy or critique lurking around the corner. So what exactly is the Clara Dao drama? We've hit a plot twist. Clara decided to drop a new video called The Surprising Habits That Keep Me Skinny. No diet needed. And spoiler alert, the surprise, it's just not eating. Seriously, that's the whole secret. She literally says, and I quote, "I only eat when I'm really hungry, and sometimes I forget to eat until 7 p.m.
I often don't remember to unless I really feel it in my stomach. I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry. And then I realized that, oh, it's like 7 p.m. and I haven't eaten anything all day. That hunger, I just don't eat.
Ma'am, madam, that's not a healthy tip. That's a prolonged guarantee to health problems. At this point, the comment section became an absolute battlefield. People were calling her out for promoting unhealthy habits. Honestly, they're right. Telling people that just forgetting to eat is a quirky little lifestyle hack. That's not cute. It's actually very dangerous.
I've never gained weight since my adult life. I've never have to worry about my weight. I've never have to worry about what I eat. I feel healthy. If skinny privilege is a thing, I can be called a skinny legend.
And what makes this whole thing worse is I thought, along with everybody else, I'm sure all of her followers assumed that she was naturally skinny and it wasn't a choice and it was something that she was going through, hence why she was doing this body positivity content for skinny or slender woman with flat chest.
Eliminate completely snacking in between meals, always eating something throughout the day. I don't think that is healthy. All that snacking, all that like eating when you're not hungry, it's just extra calorie. And of course, when you keep doing that, you're gonna gain weight.
So I don't blame people for feeling a bit betrayed by what she exposed in this video, whether it was just to run this ad.
I usually skip breakfast because I don't usually feel hungry in the morning, and instead I take this thing called Magic Mind at the start of my day.
Or just get rage bait going on her page to attract people. But whatever it was, she just ruined her whole career and everything that she was building over time. And a lot of times in the video, she does contradict herself, where she would say she forgets to eat, then follows up that she has a healthy relationship with food.
I'm not advocating for restrictive eating. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about eliminate completely snacking in between meals, always eating something throughout the day. I don't think that is healthy. All that snacking, all that like eating when you're not hungry, it's just extra calorie. And of course, when you keep doing that, you're gonna gain weight. I love food and I have very healthy relationship with food. I don't restrict myself when it comes to eating. I eat very intuitively. And I think that when I only eat when I'm like truly hungry, it gives me so much satisfaction when I eat.
And clearly, that's not a healthy relationship if you're forgetting to eat.
Hundreds of thousands of years ago, we didn't have food lying around. We didn't have an abundance of food. We had to actually work really hard to find the food. And food is like someday you can, other days you can go 1 or 2 days or even longer without.
She hit us with a hunter justification. You know, the whole our ancestors didn't eat the whole day, so it's natural argument. Girl, our ancestors also didn't have Wi-Fi or toothbrushes. You want to go back to that too, because I promise you nobody's romanticizing a 35-year life expectancy and die from just a cold. But wait, it gets worse. In this already unhinged video, she casually drops that she doesn't smoke or vape because it makes her appetite go up. I don't even know where to start with that. One, imagine making your health decisions based on whether or not it helps you avoid eating. That's not wellness, that's a red flag the size of a football field. And the more you watch this one singular video, it dismisses so many of her previous claims. That's why people are feeling so betrayed by her. Clara built her platform on body positivity, on the idea that you can love yourself just as you are. But now it turns out that the just as she is comes from restricting intake to the point of starvation. It's like finding out your favorite vegan influencer owns a secret cheeseburger farm. The math ain't mathing.
That's how we have evolved. And trust me, I have read a lot about this. I have learned and educated myself a lot about health and fitness and nutrition. So I can speak about this with confidence that like this is healthy.
And listen, I'm not even a doctor. I'm just a caffeine-fueled internet gremlin with a microphone. But even I know that stuff yourself is not the vibe. Your body needs food, not because you feel like eating, but because it's literally how staying alive works. I know, pretty life-changing information. But the takeaway here is don't compare yourself to influencers. A lot of them have the time, money, and resources to focus on their appeal 24/7 while you out here balancing work or school or just trying to make it through life, and that's okay. Eat the snacks, love your body, and if someone tells you the key to health is just not run, because I can tell you now that's not the way. Our body needs food to function on a daily. It may seem that while Clara's message of body positivity and self-love has helped many, it's also drawn some serious criticism. The main beef people have is that some viewers feel her content is repetitive. Clara has always been accused of sticking too much to her body type as a center of attention to her content, constantly talking about being flat-chested and slender without offering much else in terms of variety or evolution in her message. Now, to be clear, her focus on body positivity for small-chested women has definitely filled a gap in conversation, but there's a line between advocating and becoming, well, a broken record. Some people feel like her content is too focused on her personal journey with her body, and it's starting to feel like the same thing over and over again. And when it comes to social media, reputation can get pretty old quickly. There's a lot of criticism from users on platforms like Reddit who argue that Clara hasn't expanded the narrative and might be milking her story to keep the viewers and engagement flowing. And then we have the accusations of her skinny shaming. Some users argue that she has created a new form of body shaming, basically a new form of skinny shaming in a world where people called out people who are underweight. Now, I don't really see this point or agree with it because Clara's brand has a more nurtured approach. She has been open about her own insecurities growing up and how being small-chested made her feel less feminine and less attractive. But some critics argue that in her attempts to empower small-chested women, she might indirectly be making others, specifically large-chested women, feel bad about their bodies. But to be honest, I've never met a woman who is large-chested feel bad about it. They're always proud to show it off, and you know, everyone likes it, not gonna lie. And if you're flat-chested, it is what it is. It's pretty cute as well. But in this day and age, regardless of which side you're on, somebody's got something to say about it that's not positive. So I don't know. Because in my understanding, the underlying intention is that despite Clara's good intentions, she might be fueling a us versus them mentality between different body types instead of creating a more inclusive space for everyone to feel accepted. Some people feel like she's focusing too much on her own experiences and indirectly calling out those with different body types in the process. It's a tricky line to work in, especially when you're trying to lift one group of people without putting another down, like I just said. But like I mentioned in my previous videos, that everybody has their own community that they can relate to, that they go to feel empowered. And I think each different group deserves to have their own space where they feel secure with their bodies or their cultures, whatever it is that makes people different. It's a safe place for each individual to be part of. Another part of the controversy comes from Clara's content being seen as a bit oversaturated. Her clothing line, her body positivity message, and even her personal life revolves around this one central theme. But that's kind of all her content seems to be focused on. And I do understand that as a content creator, variety is key. People want to feel like you're getting something new and interesting with every video. Unfortunately for Clara, it seems like her brand has become mainly focused on her small-chested identity that is losing some of its appeal. Some critics feel like her content lacks depth, and after a while the message doesn't feel as fresh. And to be honest, let's not forget that being a public figure means constantly evolving, and if you're not changing, people might start to feel like they're just watching the same video over and over again. I mean, you can just imagine watching the series where the plotline never changes. It gets old pretty fast. So Clara's repetitive content and her narrow focus on one specific issue could be contributing to some of the backlash she's facing. People start to feel like they're not really learning anything new or seeing a different side of her. But let's take a step back and think about the bigger picture here. Clara Dao is part of a wave of influencers who are using social media to create movements, challenge beauty standards, and open up conversations that were once considered taboo. Her body positivity messages has inspired many, especially smaller women who don't always see themselves represented in the media. And at the same time, her critics have a valid point too. Repetitive content and focusing too much on one specific topic can limit the conversation rather than broaden it. And when your brand becomes synonymous with just one thing, it risks feeling stale. So what's next for Clara Dao? Well, her fans are still heavily invested in her mission and they continue to champion her efforts. But if she wants to continue to grow as a creator and an influencer, she might have to evolve her message and broaden her content. It's great to have a strong personal brand, and it's even better when that brand grows and adapts with time. For now, Clara's just one of many influencers facing this kind of drama. She's learning that navigating the complications that come with being a body positive and self-love creator has a lot of tackling than it seems. And at the end of the day, Clara Dao's story is a reminder of how complicated the world of body positivity can be. It's about finding balance, lifting others up without bringing someone else down, and changing your narrative before it starts to feel like you're stuck in the same loop. No matter where you stand on Clara's content, one thing is clear: the conversation about body image isn't going anywhere. And as always, it's always important to keep an open mind, listen to the critics, and evolve with times. But alright, that's all for today. Let me know in the comments what you think about Clara Dao's drama. Do you agree with the criticism, or do you think it's just a bunch of noise? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you in the next one. And check out some of my other videos. Peace.